everybody. This is Darwin Reina, the Festival Director of Hospitalet Llobregat International Film Festival in Barcelona, my city. Today we have a great filmmaker from Denmark. Her name is Ida, and she have a great film which is in our festival. The name is Norma, and it's a very special film. I watched Ida, and I really like it. I mean, you're the writer, the director, producer. Tell me, first of all, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Of course, it's strange circumstances in the moment. I bet it is for you in Spain as well.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, let's hope everything is gonna get better. Tell me, Ida, why do you write Norma? What was the intention? Is something from somebody else, personal, or it was just fiction? Tell us the reasons why you write Norma.
Well, I think it's a the filmmaking process. It has so many different elements inside, right? And the often when I get ideas for the script to a starting point can be a situation that I see, or it can be a feeling that I am interested in elaborating. For example, in Norma, I remember I had this this idea that I wanted to portrait in normal day life, how this kind of perception of the other, or how it could come into in a daily life perspective, because he meets this foreigner in this bar, and how actually this strength of meeting people, strangers, actually how it can enrich your life instead of the other way, that it can be something that you fear. But I think from writing and processing the script to shooting, half a year. But prepping, only making the locations ready and so on, about a month.
Wow, yeah, that's good. That's what short film takes, more or less. So in the production, so how many days? I guess 1 or 2 days. What was the schedule for production?
1 day.
1 day, right? Yeah, cool.
But it was, I cannot recommend it.
It was intense, right?
Huh?
It was intense, I guess. And
it was, but it also I think at some point the DOP wanted to kill me, because there were certain moments where I wanted to take the scene again and again and again. But luckily he's one of my good friends, so he was he forgave me very much. Well, I don't know if he really forgot, it's okay with me today. No, I'm kidding. But I remember that he had certain there were certain times when he realized, Ida, I think we have to move on, because we cannot take it one more time, because I also really like if I see that the actor is kind of opening up for some kind of improvisation that they want to look into. I really much like to give them that time, but it takes time, So it's often on professional sets, you would never work like that, because it's time consuming. It would be more that you frame it very tight, right? But I cannot recommend it to do it only 1 day. It was it would be 2 days would be best, but we did it anyway.
Yeah, but I mean it turned out very good. So what you were saying before that, so the way you act, directing your actors, as far as you were just saying, so you give them some room to also to bring their own perspective to the character, right? So like you say, she can change the line, so it was better for her. So that's the way you direct the actors. You give them space and room to bring new things to your projects, right?
Well, I mean, it depends a little bit about on the situation, but also the actor, actors are really so amazing artists to work with, I think, because they have such a a great notion of humanity, or human, our whole nature, because they use their body as this instrument, right? But I think there are so many things that you have to consider, how do they how is the chemistry among them, in a natural way?
Mm-hmm.
How do they work as an ensemble? Like, is there something you can help, where you can help out the situation as a director? You know, so I think this like thing about like directing actors on set is really much also to see their qualities.
Right.
You know, it's less about like implying like what character is it that I have in my mind. It's much more about seeing who they are and see how they fit into the role and see how they work. Yeah.
So how do you cast the Norma? Do you know her, or you did a casting call? Because she's pretty good actually.
She's very good, but she has a very unique story actually. She's really good, yeah. But like her story is really like rare, like in sense of that she has been like out of the acting field for 20 years. Like when she was quite young, she got married to this. She got married to this actor in Denmark when she was quite young. She got a kid, and then they were together for a couple of years, but then they got a divorce. And I think, I don't know if it was like for personal reason, but like, you know, she felt some kind of like urge to work with something else, you know. And when I contacted her, she was like, you know, I met her and I was like, you have to play this character, you know, like, is it possible for you? And then she was like luckily up for it, and I've talked to her since, and I cannot wait till I find another role for her, because she is such a like pure, like she's so pure in the way that she's acting. And I think like this thing about like being away from the acting field and coming back actually is maybe it's not a bad thing.
How was the post-production? Who edited the film? Did you edit the film, or do you have your editor? How was that process? Because that's very interesting to know for all filmmakers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, actually, she's Spanish, which is quite a interesting point of view for maybe for you guys. But actually, I met her in Berlin because I was there doing some workshops. And it was just after I finished the shooting, and we were kind of. So we ended the shooting there, and I knew that I had to very fast after I had to go to Berlin to do these workshops, because I was a part of this like screenwriting lab for that period and so on. And I was like, I think I would like to get in contact with an editor who's there actually to do it meanwhile, because I really like that. You know, the feeling and the emotion and the sense of the film. I think it's, at least for me, it's not so good to wait too long, you know, because you have your you know, the sense of the potential, like where it can lead and where it can go. You already have that, you know. So I was looking for it, and I was asking around in the network, and then my son, who is actually not from Barcelona, a little city in the north of Spain. Yeah, I forgot the name. That's embarrassing. And yeah, we worked together, but it was in Berlin though, not in Spain.
Wow. So how
I was of course translating it and so on to make it ready for her, the material.
Right. So she was editing the film for you, assembling, and then you were like, how do you guys contact, through online, or you guys did it in Berlin? How was that? Say that again.
Yeah. We were editing in the same room, like, you know, like I was working, like doing the workshop during the day, and then I would like see in the evening what she'd been working out editing wise. So it would be like a very dynamic process, me like coming to her like a studio to see what she processed and so on. I prefer to work in that way, honestly, but like recently, because of the Corona times, I have a very good friend who's an editor who's like in Prague. And we like actually Skype, like we were talking about the possibility of, when we reached the process where we were going to work together, and like, can we do it online somehow to make I guess everybody's thinking that right now, right? Because it's so strange times.
But you film
but I think
like in
also,
one day, but it feels like it's not that rush, you know. There are other films that you feel the rush, right? Sometimes the pace, they try to do it too fast and it becomes a rushing thing. That's with editing, you know. You have to have the right pace, but give the audience that feeling of more, you know. So you have to, it's very, very under control. Yeah, it's very complicated. What about?
I think also though, so if I can add a thing,
Yeah.
if I can add just one thing to that, I think it definitely has to do also with that, you know, the shots was so, like, it was my friend Morten Larsen, from who I also actually studied with in Prague when I was studying film there, and he is very good with the handheld, like the handheld camera, you know.
Yeah.
So I think, of course, it's also because the material was like shot in a particular way, which kind of, you know, which of course is important to consider, like in the editing, like how did he shoot it, you know, and his handheld is really good. So like there were really like strong moments that he was able to capture.
Nice. Ida, what
And he
about
has a strong sense of rhythm. So yeah.
Right. What about when you have the final product, right? The final master of your film, do you show it to people who is in the industry of, I guess, or you just decide that what you edited with the editor is what you want to have, or you get feedback from people before you really release your project too? How is that final
No, it was. Well, no, not at all. I mean, me and the editor was closing the film in Berlin, actually. Like and then there was like, you know, there was like a consideration of like, is it a good idea to extend the time a little bit in the end? And I remember we had like like we were discussing it, you know, but we had like, I really like to you know, like have this sacred place where, you know, you're with your team, you make something beautiful together, and you trust your material, you know, and this is such an important part of the creative process, because, you know, it's the feelings comes from you, you know, the team is like developing the film together. It's like a precious process, and I would be too, I don't know, but I think it's as young filmmakers, I think it's really like, it's valuable to, of course, get comments from others, and I do it myself once in a while. But, you know, in the post process, you know, it's also important to like protect somehow, you know, the heart of the work.
So what are you expecting when people watch your film? I mean, just don't tell us too much, just a little bit. The impressions that you want to get from the audience. I mean, just give us a few tips, you know what I mean, from your film. I will tell you later what impression I have from your film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's that what strength you get out of showing vulnerability, you know. That I think we should remember that in our lives, like that to dare to be vulnerable can actually be a good thing, and can actually give strength.
Right. Yeah, that's what I felt exactly with Norma. Give that when she started at the, when I don't want to spoil the end. The people have to watch in Spain. Yeah, the end
I'm
is
happy.
pretty good.
I'm happy you say that.
Yeah, exactly. The end is pretty good. Yeah, this is one thing that I always ask to the filmmakers, because I'm one too. Do you like? Of course, you like it, the final project you have, or if you have the chance to change something else, will you change it?
I think I think there are several things actually. No, you know, like,
You're a good
no, I would
filmmaker.
definitely choose.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, it's always a process, right? But it's more like about letting go when you have the work done, right? But I think like one thing is like twice the amount of shooting days, you know, at least 2-3 days, right? Like in the process, longer time. It would be nice for everybody, and my DOP wouldn't like feel that he had to kill me, right? So it would be nice of everybody if it was like 2 or 3 days, right?
Right.
And then I think I would have, and if we had that extra time, I would have used it on like working on the time, the film, the time in the film.
Your film works pretty good. I like it very much, to be honest to you.
Okay.
My last question, yeah, because you're a good filmmaker. What do you think is the hardest process in filmmaking? Pre-production or post, honestly? Which one is the one you for yourself? For me, it's production. I mean, to put everything together is a hassle. Which one for you is the most complicated, you think? I mean, the one you think is more difficult?
Well, I think like because I'm a director who's writing,
Mm-hmm.
I feel that I feel actually like one of the biggest, maybe that is because that's the process I'm in now, because I love all parts of like the process of making a film, but I think it's challenging, like writing the script and like really giving into like, am I really telling, am I really being honest? Am I really telling it from the right perspective of the character? Am I really giving the audience what is the best in this scene? Or like, you know, like somehow I think this is a process which can be really demanding also because you don't have this team around you, right? You're like constantly like trying to get the best, but also like in a way pressuring yourself to kind of, you know, it should be better, right? Like it should be like you know, you have I think that is a challenging part. I don't want to put it as the hardest part because I think it's all parts of the process of making a film is really like a challenge, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's challenging because you know, you have to be honest. What is it that you want to tell?
Exactly. So, Ida, thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
for
you
your
very
time
much.
and sharing your experience of Norma. So everybody has to come and watch stuff. Are you coming to Barcelona?
I you know, I would love to. Let's see if the
Let's see,
dates
right?
are, if it's possible, right? But and good luck with the situation for everybody. I think it's such a challenging time. We have to keep up the good spirit for
Yes,
sure.
correct. Yeah, like Norma. Yes. All right. Thanks, Ida. Thank you so much, huh?
Take
Thank you for
care.
your time. See you in Barcelona if you come.
Take care.